All right, let's talk about that salon perfect hair. You know the feeling, right? You walk out of the salon, your hair is amazing, you feel like you can take on the world. But then trying to get that same look at home, totally different story. Well, today we are pulling back the curtain and breaking down exactly how to get that professional, flawless finish all by yourself.
Does this look painfully familiar? You do everything you're supposed to. You wash, you dry, you style, and you're left with this. Kind of undefined, a little bit frizzy, a little bit poofy. It's just not what you were picturing in your head. It's so frustrating, and it really feels like you're missing some crucial secret step.
Because this is the goal, isn't it? Smooth, defined, polished hair that just looks incredible. Well, here's the good news. This look isn't some kind of salon magic. It is 100% about technique, and we are going to unlock every single step of that technique today.
So where does it all go wrong? Well, let's start by taking a hard look at the typical at-home routine. Because, figuring out the problem is always the first step to fixing it.
And here it is, the absolute biggest mistake. So many of us get out of the shower, towel dry our hair, and immediately, grab the blow dryer and just start blasting away. This right here is the foundational mistake that sets you up for frizz before you've even started to style. Okay, so if that's the big mistake, what's the fix? It all starts way before the heat comes on. It's about building the right foundation. Let's dive into the salon approach and see how a little prep changes everything. See, instead of going straight to the heat, a pro stylist builds a shield. First, they'll work a protective cream through the hair, something like an Olaplex No. 6, to smooth and protect it. Then, they'll mist a heat protectant spray all over. And finally, and this is key, they gently brush it all through to make sure every single strand is coated. This isn't just about protection, it's about creating a perfect silky canvas to work on. Okay, our hair is prepped and ready to go. Now we can finally bring in the heat. But listen, how you blow dry is probably the single biggest difference between that puffy at-home look and that sleek salon finish. Just look at this comparison. It says it all. The way we do it at home is often just chaos. High heat, no nozzle on the dryer, just blowing air in every random direction. The salon way, on the other hand, is all about control. The heat is managed, the airflow is laser focused with a concentrator nozzle, and the hair is worked on in small, deliberate sections. You're not roughing up the hair, you're actively smoothing it down. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The source is emphatic about this point. Using that nozzle and working in sections is not just a nice little tip. No, it is a non-negotiable step if you truly want to get rid of frizz and get that smooth, polished look. It is a total game changer. So here's how you actually do it. First, just rough dry your hair without any nozzle until it's about 95% dry. You're just getting the water out. Then you attach that nozzle. Now, working in small sections, you use a round brush to pull the hair tight while you aim that focused airflow down the hair shaft from root to tip. That motion physically seals and smooths the hair's cuticle, and that is the key to getting shine and smoothness. And hey, for anyone out there with curtain bangs, here's a little golden nugget of info for you. When you get to that front section, don't just dry them straight down. Use your round brush to pull them up and outwards, away from your face while you dry. That's the motion that creates that signature, super flattering swoop. Okay, your hair is now prepped and perfectly blow-dried. Honestly, it already looks 100 times better. But there is one more professional secret to lock in that flawless finish, and it happens before you even think about curling. Let's talk about something called root to mid straightening. Now, this is a technique that I'm willing to bet most people skip at home. Before even grabbing the curling wand, a stylist will go through sections of the hair and use a straightener on just the roots and mid-lengths. They're specifically targeting any little areas that still have a bit of that underlying poof. So why do this extra step? What's the point? Well, it's all about that foundation we talked about. By smoothing out the base of your hair first, you're making sure that the curl you put on the ends is starting from a sleek, controlled piece of hair. The result? A perfectly defined, polished wave, not a curl that's just sitting on top of a frizzy base. And now, finally, you're ready to curl. The two main rules here are so simple but so effective. First, keep working in those clean, manageable sections so you don't miss any spots. And second, and this is a big one, always, always curl the hair away from your face. This opens everything up and gives you that beautiful, flowing look instead of having curls that just fall into your face. So let's just recap the huge shifts in technique here. For prep, you're going from 0 to a 3-step cream and protectant routine. For blow drying, you're moving from random chaotic drying to a controlled method with a nozzle and sections. And for styling, you're adding that crucial root straightening step before you even think about curling. These three changes, they make all the difference in the world.
You know, mastering these heat styling techniques can completely transform your hair game. But it does bring up a pretty interesting question, doesn't it? After all this work to fight frizz and create these perfect waves with heat, what if your hair's absolute best look could be achieved by embracing your natural texture instead? Something to think about for next time.